shirt. Mhm. Shirt. Yes. Thank you very much, Diego. You didn't have to do that so early. I haven't even started the show yet, but thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Diego. Happy Friday to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. I'm happy that you guys are all back here. Thank you, Gil, for being here as well. Okay, so let's get it together. No. No voy a decir. ¿Qué tú me dijiste? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back once again to the greatest watch market update show. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have something special prepared for you guys. We have a very, very special watch market update. And before I get into the watch market update, as you guys know, we try to bring you everything that we learn. We try to bring it to you guys, and pass it along to you guys so you guys can get smarter out there. Um, I want to start by saying something. I told you guys a couple of years ago as well that a lot of luxury goods come from China. And a lot of you were bent it out of shape when I said that a lot of things come from China. And, we have to give, where credit is due, credit is due. And if it wasn't, whatever administration it would have been, if it would have been the blue or the red or the blue, whatever it is, you give credit where credit is due. But if it wasn't for this administration that has done what they have done with this tariff war, you guys would have never heard about luxury goods, luxury goods coming from China. And today, now every watch channel is talking about watches that maybe they are coming from China, maybe they're being produced in China, maybe this, maybe that. I'll keep on saying that a lot of those high-end luxury watches, I'm telling you for sure, Scout's Honor, a lot of those parts come from China, and a lot of them are assembled in their home country, wherever it is, Geneva, wherever it is. And today, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we had lunch, and we were talking about watches because that's one of our favorite, pastimes, talking about watches. And I was telling him, I said, let me ask you a question because, you're one of them that has a problem with, talking about that watches, are made in China, luxury watches. And I said, there are a lot of quartz watches that they are luxury watches, like, Cartier, Cartier watches are quartz, they use quartz batteries, batteries. AP, Audemars Piguet, has, Aquanauts, um, uh, Patek 24 with battery. My wife has a Patek Philippe 24. It looks like a Cartier tank. It's all stainless steel, but it has a battery. And I'm telling him all this. And you have, like I said again, Patek Philippe Aquanaut, AP Royal Oak. They have batteries. And I ask him, when those watches come out of those factories, supposedly those luxury watch, manufacturers, they're basically everything is, Swiss made. And he's looking at me, yeah, right. But where does the batteries come from? I'm telling you, 99.9% of all those batteries that all those watches have quartz movement, they're from China. So my question is, if the watch is quartz, isn't everything in the watch supposed to be Swiss made? But it has a Chinese battery. And how do I know? Because I just finished telling you my wife has Cartier Panta, Patek Philippe 24. She has an Aquanaut, which is 5267, and it has a quartz battery as well. And all the batteries that those watches have are from China. So he's telling me, oh my God, I never thought about that. Yes. They're from China. Listen to me, guys. These people from Geneva, with all due respect to all these beautiful mammoth factories they have over there, they don't have, no tiene la chola to make a battery, little battery for a watch. They're not tienen. You have to go to the disciplined people from China. They can do that battery. So you know what? Those parts are coming from China. Don't let these people keep on telling you that they don't. They come from China, papi. The flip lock, the little screw, the small little screw. These people from over there, the Swiss, in Geneva, they don't have. No tienen la chola para hacer ese screw. You guys cannot continue believing that these watches are all made over there. It's with all due respect, I don't like to use, these words, but that's bullshit, man. Listen to me. I'm telling you that everything that comes, that goes around the world, I'm telling you, a big high percentage, it comes from China. It comes from China. But I'm going to tell you, you have to give thanks to that new administration that's in the White House that they blew the whistle. And the Chinese got mad and threw everybody under the bus, from Chanel bags to Rolex watches to a flip lock to a spring to a rotor, all that from a battery. You take a watch to a Cartier to get a change of a battery, and they told you, no, we have to get the special battery, from over there, from France, from Geneva. It's all bullshit, man. It's a Chinese little battery that you can get it in Walgreens. You can get it in, what's the name of the other one? Echo Drugs. Echo Drugs? You remember, does anybody remember Echo Drugs? I think they changed the name now. It's not no more Echo Drugs. ¿Cómo se llama aquel lugar? Que es la farmacia. No Echo Drugs. CVS. Coño. You can buy there. But the Cartier guy tells you, the technician, we got a special order the battery. Pate Philippe told you we got a special order the battery. They go to Walgreens and get the little battery and put it in. Here it is. Boom, that's it. So thank God that this new administration threw all these people under the bus, and the Chinese got mad and saying that they're the ones that make Hermes bags, Gucci bags, Prada bags, springs, rotors, little screws, dials, If you look really, con una lupa, with a loop, with a real strong loop, you look at the craftsmanship of a Rolex watch, Listen and learn. Listen and learn. If you look at a Rolex watches finishes, it's garbage. I dare all of you. I dare all of you to take a micro. ¿Cómo se llama aquí no eso que tú metes la cosa? You put the thing micro, to see the germs. The germs, you go like that and you look at the way Rolex makes their finishes. It's shit. It's the worst. It is the worst. You cannot tell me that a Rolex watch is really, really, really being built in what of that mammoth factory they have over there in Geneva. You see the finishes they have is, I'm telling you, you say, oh my God, it's a cockroach in there. It's a terrible finish. It's a terrible finish. And you look at one of those one-on-one clones that they come from China, man, they have to come from the same factory. They have to come from the same factory. You have factory A, factory B, You have all these different factories over there because you have a bunch of factories over there. These people are unbelievable. These people can do whatever they want. These Chinese people are unbelievable. But again, you have to thank the new administration for blowing the whistle. When the Cold War of tariffs came in, the Chinese got mad and said, you know what? That Rolex coffee mug you're drinking from is made in China. You understand me? This right here. This is Rolex for real, made in China. You follow me? One more time. This coffee mug, Rolex, unbelievable. $49.99. China, 50 cents to produce. 50 cents. So you guys have to thank the new administration for blowing the whistle. They strong-armed them and they said, okay, we're going to say the truth now. And now every single watch channel out there that doesn't have no more content, they're talking about watches being produced and built and, over there in China, from Richard Mille. That's right, Richard Mille. That special, NTP, STD, STP, material they use. China, all the way from China. Listen, I'm applauding China. They're for real, papi. They're for real. They've been giving you the logo for many, many, many decades. Many, many decades. Exactly. That's what you're going to get, a stamp. That's what you're going to get. But everything is coming from China. No sean pendejo. No sean pendejo. My wife tells me, she's been telling me for such a long time, my beloved wife, who I love and I care about so much. She's been telling me, you know what, honey? I really believe that these Louis Vuitton bags, my wife has been telling me this for 20 years. These Louis Vuitton bags have to be coming from China. My wife. And I told my bro, how can that be? You're paying $3,000, $4,000 for those bags. This is made in China. Some way, somehow, this is made in China. Listen, nosotros no tenemos la capacidad. We don't have. How you going to tell me again that the watch, that a Cartier Panther quartz is fully made in Geneva, but the battery's from China? You should be, don't be misogynist. Manishma, you cannot continue being misogynist. It's right in front of your eyes. When I would say it, that guy is crazy. Him and Sweet Kick Kino don't know what they're talking about. They're just talking schnick, schnack, schnick. But there it is. Since that lady, that rapper, B. Carly, the rapper, she's talking about her Hermes bags, 50,000, 20,000. They're made in China. And then the other guy, the other watch show is saying it, and the other watch show, and the other watch show with the 480,000 fake channel subscribers is saying it, that he only gets 3,000 views, but he has 480,000 subscribers, they're saying it now. But when I was saying it, and Sweet Kate Tino was saying it, we were machinist. But no, it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's the truth, and you have to thank, because this administration has opened the masses, their eyes, their pupils have opened up from the big lie that we have been told and we have been sold for so long, until this new administration push, push. And China said, okay, we're going to throw them all under the bus. Los chinos son una jodienda. They're masters. You know what I'm trying to tell you. You guys are smart. You guys ain't dodo birds. You guys are very, very, very smart. And now everybody is flipping. Everybody. Every single watch channel is flipping now, talking about if watches are truly made in China. Man, they're made in China. I'm telling you, they're made in China. They give them all the parts, and then when they get to their side of their country, they assembled it. That's all. And then they put a little stamp. King. Papi, no sean pendejos. No sean come mierda. La situación es así, muchacho. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. And more things. This is just the beginning. More things are going to keep on coming out. As tariffs get stronger, more people are going to be talking. You know that guy, the guy from the owner of Vuitton Louis, the handbag guy, the guy's like I don't know how many billions he has. He's going bananas because their shops, their stores, their boutiques, they're empty. Nobody wants to buy no more Hermes. Nobody wants to buy no more Louis Vuitton. Nobody wants to buy Chanel. Nobody wants to buy Gucci, Prada, Fendi. Come on, guys. These people have over there an assembly line in China. They can do whatever they want. And these people over there are making 75 cents a day. I mean, I don't know how much they make, but you understand? So this thing, since the new administration has done what they have done, many truths are coming to the surface. Truths that you guys are afraid to hearing them. You don't want to hear them because you'll get scared. Because, the world is a big business. The world is a big business. That's right. And me and you are not part of that business. We're just modern age slaves. We're part of being the slaves. We're slaves. You think that me and you are not slaves, but we're slaves. We're slaves. Since you wake up and you go to bed, you're slaves. You're a slave. And you say, but how? You're a slave. Believe me, you're a slave. These people are unbelievable. What's happening in our country, the truth is coming out. The truth, they cannot hide it no more. Something is happening in the world that they are letting people know the truth. The truth is here. I can't get into that more because you guys don't have the capability, la capacidad to assimilate, this, it's too much. BlackRock is here. The Bilderberg is here. They're here. They're next to you. They're watching you. Big Brother's watching you. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you have to thank that new administration for blowing the whistle. And this will not happen ever. The tariff, Cold War will not be happening. You guys will never hear about a Hermes bag being a Fugazi. You will never hear about a spring, a rota, a little screw coming from China. But now you're hearing it. And everybody's joining in. And I'm going to say something. I gotta give sweet Kino all the credit because Kino's been talking about the China, everything, this luxury comes from China, and Kino's been saying that. Kino has been saying that. You know what I'm trying to say, Mr. Donut. Big Brother's watching you. They're watching you closely. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty soon, in our country, I said it wrong. Lo dije mal, Kino. Tú tienes razón. We're not going to be using no more paper money. No more paper money, no more coins, none of that stuff. No, we're not. We're gonna be chipped. You know what chip is? You know what chip is? Ellos no saben lo que es eso, Kino. Lo susto. Pero si le metes aquí a chip, you go like this, you scan, ching, ching, right there, ching, ching. And they're gonna control everything. Everything. You own the government money, boom, they take it out from you with a push of a button. Ching, ching, that's it. You don't know what that is. You don't know what a microchip is. You guys don't know what a microchip is. Papi, the money is going to be gone. The paper money is going to be gone. I know this is too much for you. It's too much, but I try to give it to you because the owners of the world, this is the way they want it. This is the struggle that the blue has with the red and the red has with the blue. You don't know that. You don't know that. That's the whole governor situation, a gobernar el mundo, But I want you to take off the paper money out of the system. And then the other one says, no, but I want you to chip everybody, chip. They put a chip in you. You don't know about that. I know you guys don't know about that. I know that I'm a missioner. It's a power struggle, correct. I don't know who that was, but again, that was correct. It's a power struggle, Mr. Donor. It's a power struggle. So, they say, well, listen, we have to compromise somehow. We have to because, we want to control these people. And when they owe taxes to us, we just want to push a button and get it out. We don't want to ask no questions. If they own the government $1,000 and it's in their bank, we just push a button, bing, and the $1,000 we get it. They don't want to hear about sending you a letter, a notice. None of that, papi. It's going to be over. No sean pendejo, papi. I'm telling you this because I believe that I need to tell you this. And Big Brother's watching you. Whatever you do, they're watching you. You got to be in the system. You got to be in the system. If you're not in the system, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. You know that show, Dress in Black? That's for real. Dress in Black is for real. You know what this is? I bet you don't know what this is. Huh? You see presidents doing this? Dignitaries from all over the world doing this? Even Coño, Kino, que no le puedo decir eso del Papa. No le puedo decir eso del Papa. You can't. The world, this. You know what this is? Okay, I'm going to tell you what this is. You ready? This right here is the Baphomet. The Baphomet. Hey, listen to me. I'm a strong Catholic. I believe in God. But do I read? I read a whole lot. I'm telling you, I read a whole lot. How are you going to tell me that in the Vatican, in la Roma, in el Vaticano, there's 60,000 tons of pure gold? Come on, man. It's one of the most powerful cities in the world, man. In the world. One of the most powerful cities in the world. And you have the Pope throwing you these signs. Listen, guys, I know you guys are not ready for that. We're just going to say to you again that you have to thank that new administration for opening up the truth so all of you can see it. And let me tell you something. in the next 4 years. Not because it's the color, again, blue or red, red or blue, is because the truth has to come out. The truth has to come out. That's right. The Vatican is his own country with 60,000 tons of pure gold. Dude, you know what 60,000 tons of pure gold is? Can somebody do the math for me? And you know who owns that gold? You might think is the Vatican. Come on, man. It's all a big group, you know. And me and you are never gonna be in that group. Never. We're never gonna be in that group. We're never gonna get invited. You know, we're too. You know, we're like insects. Somos insectos, you know, ¿verdad? Insect. We're like insect. You know, sí, eso mismo, los animalitos, las cucarachas, las hormigas. We're insects, you know? We're you know, you understand me? So the world is turning upside down. The world is becoming a truth. And it's for you guys to see it already. I'm telling you, it's in front of, listen, what's going on right now in the world is unbelievable. It's scary. I'm 62 years old. And I was always told that the world is run by a big round table that you're never going to see. You remember the movie The Wizard of Oz? Remember The Wizard of Oz? That, you know, it was somebody, you know, oh, Dorothy, the lion, and they wanted to go see him, you know? You know, he was back there. He was the one that ruled everything until they found out there was a big lie. You know, Dorothy and Toto and the Tin Man, the Lion, the Scarecrow, you know, the Wicked Witch, you know, all that stuff. Papi, these people are unbelievable. And this has been going on for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. You know, and they talk about how is it coming up? You know, some way, somehow the truth will come out and will set us all free. And it's coming out already. It's already coming up, papá. Estamos jodidos. El Vaticano, they say that one of the most powerful countries, cities is the Vatican, but it's also one of the most corrupted. One of the most corrupted. We got the Lord over there, you know? Tenemos a Dios en tierra. We have God in land. And it's considered one of the most corrupted. I mean, that's crazy. How could that be? You know, I'm still waiting for the smoke to come out of the chimney, you know, because I think on the 7th, they're going to start already voting who's going to be the new pope of this, of the world, you know? But, you know, let me go back to the battery. I'm telling you, the batteries from all these quartz watches come from China. I asked a question and nobody answered it. If the watch comes from Geneva or Swiss, wherever it comes from, and it's quartz, and it has a battery in it, it has to be, you know, a Swiss watch, right? Completely, because that battery is part of the movement. Is that correct? And that battery has to be Swiss made, right? You know what I'm trying to say? So is it a fully movement, you know, Swiss made, or it has parts from China? Come on, tell me somebody. I told my friend today and he started scratching his head. Is the battery part of the movement? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. So there it is. You know already that all these quartz watches use Chinese batteries because the people over there, you know, in La Suiza, they don't have the discipline to do a small little battery to put in a quartz, you know, movement. Which I believe that the quartz movement of those watches, all of them, come from China. All right? So you have to thank the new administration for opening up and blowing the whistle wide open. There it is. I didn't say it. Look at that. All quartz movements are made in China. Somebody said it there. Somebody said it. Now you have your favorite Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market channels and dealers. They're making content on China making luxury watches. You know? But I've been telling you for 2 years plus. That's what it is. It's what it is. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you, and you have to thank. I'll keep on telling you. You have to thank the new administration. The new administration for opening this can of sardines. Not of worms, this can of sardines. Papi, smart money is staying away from luxury goods. It's all rigged. The world is a big business. A big business. And me and you are not in that business. We are slaves, modern age slaves. I'm telling you what it is. I told you yesterday and I'll tell you again. There was a big watch show, supposedly a big watch show here in Miami, Florida. And that watch was a disaster. It was dead. It was totally dead. And I'm going to tell the promoters of that watch show, what you need to do is stop charging people $250 to go into the show. Nobody is buying watches. Let any Tom, Dick, and Harry walk into that show with a license and $25. That is my suggestion to you, because that show was dead. Nobody is buying watches. Nobody. And if you are going to invest something, ladies and gentlemen, look into gold. Look into gold. I know what I'm telling you. Look into gold. Well, ladies and gentlemen, remember what I tell you. Don't thank me. Thank the new administration, which is open up a sardine can, you know? They open up a can of sardine and everything is out. You know, sardines are flapping all over, flapping all over the place, flapping all over the place, flapping. The truth is here, papi. That's right. You need to buy silver, you know? That's it. Silver. Plata. Mucha plata. All you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, let's change the conversation now. Enough of this already. You know, I've been telling you that that gentleman, it's unbelievable, that gentleman, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, he's been promoting watches left and right. You know, his channel, you know, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes has 480,000 subscribers, fake subscribers. And he gets in his videos like 4,000 views, 3,500, 5,500, you know? But he has, listen and learn, he has 480,000 fake subscribers. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, Kino's such a brilliant mind, you know, Kino is unbelievable. He's been studying him. And for the last 3 months, he's been promoting, you know, different watch brands, you know, Pernell, Hublot, Urek, CNF. You understand me? Are you getting it? I'm talking about Deputy Boxing Black Eyes, you know? Unbelievable. Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't know, these people would never in their lives, if you go back to the Corona era, these people will laugh in your face if you would tell them about a Hublot, if you would tell them about a CNF, you know, or Pernell or Urek, you know, these watches, these new things. But they will really die laughing if I tell you the watch that this gentleman is promoting. You know, he must be getting greased up. He got to be getting greased up. He got to be getting greased up, you know? Okay, look, we have a gentleman, your record is great. Beautiful. We're not saying it's not great. We're not saying that. We're telling you what he's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna really blow your socks off and blow your hair back. I'm telling you, this is gonna be incredible. I think my youngest child, my daughter, had one of these watches. You know, had one of these watches. We're talking about, yes, she had this watch. She really wanted it. She was still in high school when she wanted this watch. He's promoting Louis Vuitton watches. Louis Vuitton. This person would have laughed in your face if you would ask him for a Louis Vuitton watch, because he was too busy pushing, like a pusher in the South Bronx, pushing candy on your children. He was pushing AP, pushing Pate Philippe, pushing Rolex, pushing Richard Mille, Vacheron Constantin. But to be pushing a Louis Vuitton, a Urek, a Cenef, a Hublot, they will laugh in your face. And today, he's pushing and going like that with his black eyes, with his black eyes. Oh my God, I can't believe this Louis Vuitton watch. Because nobody is buying watches, so they're trying to find a niche somewhere, a new thing to push. Papi, the watch market is dead. The watch market is dead. No matter what they do, they don't have no more content. No more. There's no more content. I already told you, and I'm going to tell you again today. They have done a crossover from doing a 30-minute show to a 45-second to a minute reel. A reel, 1 minute reel. Talk about the new watch, the new dial, the new release, the new genie, Genie Sinbad with the skin tight hair shave and the man bun in the 47th Street in New York, and the subway train jumper, what they do a minute reel, because they don't have no more. And the girl used to wear a big sombrero, like a cowboy, like Raquel Welch, Anne Gomez, and Margaret, and whatever that star, and Margaret, unbelievable, So, what I'm trying to tell you is, guys, todo cambió, papi. Ya no hay más nada. There's no more. You cannot. They had you like this. This was your drug. They had you like this. A wet dream. You were believing their wet dream. And you bought into it. Until Sweet Kid Kino came along. Until Sweet Kid Kino came along. Kino's the brains. Get it through your head. Kino's the brains behind this channel. And I am the voice. And whatever Kino tells me, and he writes down in my paper, is what I say. I don't even question him. I don't even question Kino. He's the brains, too smart. He's too smart. So I'm telling you that these watch content, watch channels are making 45-second reels to try to get you taken. I mean, you cannot continue being crumb bums, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot continue being possum kickers, cow tippers, palmolive, dish lickers, crayon eaters, tomato cans, lollipop suckers, window lickers. No pueden seguir más, muchacho. This is the only channel that has awakened the masses. We have thousands, if not millions, of recovering tomato cans. Sweet Kid Kino. He's done it. He has awakened the masses of recovering tomato cans. I know you guys don't want to believe me, but it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It is the truth. It is the truth. So help me God, it is the truth. So you know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you a special watch market update. And it's no other than the Jiminy Cricket Chia Pet Spray Can Hair Watch Market Update. You know, Jiminy Cricket, if you guys know who Jiminy Cricket is, you guys got to tell me if you know who Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair is. If you tell me who is, I'm going to give you the watch market update. But let me tell you, the reason I'm going to make this watch market update is because he's doing now a watch market update. Listen and learn. Listen and learn. That's right. Listen and learn. You know, Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair, works out of the stable of Deputy Boxing Black Eyes. And now they're doing now a show every week of watches and giving you prices, subliminal messages to get you, to give it to you. But Sweet Kikino's here. Sweet Kikino's an SOB. If you don't know what an SOB is, you Google it, because I'm not going to tell you, and neither is Sweet Kikino. Kino's an SOB. And Kino prepared for me, for you, to give it to you, the same watches that they are giving in their channel. So you can compare apples to apples. Remember, you have the Florida orange and you have the California orange. I'm going to give you the Florida orange real price, right? I'm going to give it to you, ladies and gentlemen. So does anybody know who Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair is? Give me a hands up like that. Show me a hand. Show me a hand. You show me a hand, I'm going to give you the watch market update. ¿Yo lo saben quién es? No creo. I don't think they know who it is. Okay, I'm going to give it to you anyway. So this person, these are the watches that he gave in his watch market update. The first watch is a Pate Philippe stainless steel 5167. Correct. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The Pate Philippe stainless steel 5167. Unbelievable watch. Unbelievable. The retail price of this watch, 5167 with a 40 millimeter casing with a rubber strap for the summer, has a retail price of $24,750. Ladies and gentlemen, they have a price, Deputy Boxing Black Eyes and his sidekick, Jiminy Cricket, with the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair, has a price of $78,500. You heard that right. But me and Sweet Kikino are going to tell you don't pay for that watch. Listen and learn. Maybe they're watching right now this live podcast, this live podcast. Maybe they're watching this live podcast. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that 5167. Don't pay more than $52,000 in dumping. Okay? You understand that? Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair, has a price of $78,500. And I'm telling you, don't pay more than $52,000. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want with your money. It's your money. You do whatever you want. 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 When you finish here watching this free lesson, this free class on how to become a watch dealer, then you go to their channel and you give them thanks. You go over there and you give them thanks. You go over there. Kino, sí. Kino, no te metas. No te metas, Kino. No te metas en esto, Kino. Yo estoy encojonado porque yo estoy trabajando duro. No te metas en esto. No te metas. No te metas. No te metas. The next watch that this Mashugana is giving you a subliminal message, the Chia Pet Spray Can Hair talks about the Rolex white gold Yachtmaster, 42 millimeter. Reference number 226659. Unbelievable. With an oyster flex, you know, for the summer. Unbelievable. Retail price of that watch is $34,000. $34,000. Unbelievable looking time machine. Unbelievable. Black dial, black ceramic bezel. Unbelievable. Google it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chia Pet spray can hair has a price tag of that watch of $27,450. But me and Sweet Kino to me, Joaquin to you, we're going to tell you don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. And we're talking about used. We're talking about used slider condition material watches in this channel. Don't get that confused. Don't get it confused. Don't pay for that watch more. And I mean that. Full set. Don't pay more for that watch. He dead. He dead. Dead in water. Watch like he dead in the backyard doing floating face down like this. Dead. Don't pay more than $22,000 and dumping. Dumping. Hold me back, you. Hold me back. Hold me back. Dumping. Gracias. Unbelievable, but true. Unbelievable, but true. Ladies and gentlemen, our next Jiminy Cricket Chia Pet spray can hair watch market update watch is the A. Lang & Son. Unbelievable. You know, the Odyssey, you know, white gold. Reference number 363068. You know, with a rubber strap, you know, for the summer, rubber strap. The way you like it, rubber strap. Unbelievable. Retail price, $55,200. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. $55,000 aquí, ¿no? Sí, papi, de verdad, coño. Disculpa ahorita, papá, me disculpa. $55,200. Jiminy Cricket, the Chia Pet spray can hair has a price for you dodo birds of $45,995. And me and Sweet Kikino are going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. And a rubber strap as well for the summer. Don't pay for that watch, ladies and gentlemen. Chiquito, esto es una jodienda, Kino. What do we get? What do we get? We get nothing, and we don't care because we're stupid like that. But we're going to tell you, don't pay. Don't pay for that. Don't pay for that A. Lang & Son. Don't pay. I mean, don't. You do whatever you want. It's your money, but don't pay more than $38,000 and BAM! BAM! Dead. Do whatever you want. Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. They can't get you. We're here. Do you see a price difference? How many thousands of dollars are you seeing the difference? How many thousands of dollars are you seeing in the difference between my watch market update and that Flim Flammers watch market update? Papi, you cannot continue. You cannot continue being machiganous. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let you. Our next watch, ladies and gentlemen, it is a Pate Philippe white gold. White gold 5980. You know, this 5980 has a blue jean strap and a blue jean dial. White gold, you know? And you know what they're calling it, ladies and gentlemen? So you learn, you know? Listen and learn so it can stick like Elmer's glue. You remember Elmer's glue? You know, when you were a little kid, you would put Elmer's glue in your palm of your hand and then you would rip it off, you know, like take it off, peel it off, right? So they could, you know, could stick, you know? It has a Hall of Fame reference. This is a Hall of Fame reference number. 5980, Nautilus, white gold, blue jean strap, blue jean dial. Unbelievable watch, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this watch has a retail price of $78,000 and $950. $78,950, excuse me. Unbelievable. And Jiminy Cricket has a price tag on that watch for $189,000. They really believe that you guys are still window lickers. They really do. They really believe that you guys still have SBA loans, PPP loans, government grants, stimulus checks, protection, employment check protection, you know? They really believe that you guys are tomato cans. They really do. $189,000. Sí, Kino, $189,000, Kino. Bueno, pero tú me lo dijiste. $189,000, $189,000. But me and Sweet Kid Kino are going to tell you, don't pay. Don't pay for that beautiful 5980 white gold, blue jean strap, blue jean dial, you know. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want. But look at the difference in price. Don't pay more than $156,000. And done! Done! Hey, done! A little more. What am I? Done! Done! Do whatever you want. It's your money. Do whatever you want. White market dead. In the backyard pool. Watch market is dead in a backyard septic tank and smelly. And smelly. Compete and smelly. Real smelly. You understand me? Smelly, smelly, smelly. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an Omega. Speedmaster, Moon Watch, stainless steel, white dial. It has a reference number that is longer than the street that I live at. You know, longer than the street where I live at. Reference number is 310-3042-5004-001 with a white dial, 42 millimeter. You know? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Retail price is $8,100. $8,100. The Jiminy Cricket has a price tag on that watch for $7,950. And me and Sweet Kid Kino are going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Don't pay for that watch more than $6,100. And you know, I didn't want to do that one too hard because it's, you know, me duele pecho. My chest is hurting me, so I gotta slow down, you know? I don't want to do that, you know? But I'm telling you what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. It's your money and you spend it as you please. But dark times are here. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what you can buy today with $1? Today you can buy a nickel with $1. A nickel. Do whatever you want. Our next watch is an AP Royal Oak Offshore Ladies. You know, for Mother's Day. Again, this is their watch market update. I'm going to give it to you now. Ladies, for Mother's Day. 37 millimeter. You know, Royal Oak Offshore. Reference number 26231. Unbelievable watch. With a diamond bezel. Rubber, black rubber. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Retail price is $41,800. Has a battery, you know, they say it has a battery too. Battery, a Chinese battery. I'm telling you what it is. You do whatever you want. Chinese battery. I'm going to tell you don't pay. But I'm not going to tell you still. First, I'm going to tell you what Jiminy Cricket is asking for his. He's asking for his $37,950. And me and Sweet Kid Kino are going to tell you don't pay for that watch. I mean, you do whatever you want. It's your money. And it's for Mother's Day. But don't pay for that watch more than $32,000. And done! Done! You do whatever you want. It's your money. Our next watch is a Pate Philippe Aquanaut stainless steel 5067 diamond dial 35 millimeter rubber strap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The retail price of that watch is $17,400. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. I'm going to tell you what Jiminy Cricket is asking for that 5067 with a quartz movement, you know? Quartz movement with a Chinese battery, you know? Chinese. Unbelievable. He's asking for that watch $37,950. Unbelievable. And me and Sweet Kate Kino are going to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. You do whatever you want. Don't pay for that sardine can. Don't pay more. It's a beautiful watch. Beautiful lady's watch with diamonds and everything, you know. But don't pay for that watch for your wife or your mother or your daughter. Don't pay. Don't get taken. Don't get taken. Don't get fleeced. Don't get flim-flam. Don't get flim-flam by these hucksters and hoodwinks. Don't pay more than $31,000 and dumping. Do you see what is the difference in prices? Can anybody tell me what's the numbers? You know, their numbers and my numbers? How many thousands you see there? How many thousands? This is the only way they can fly from their city to Turkey to get a toupee hair transplant by getting you taken. By getting you taken. I mean, you do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want. Tell me the price difference from my numbers to their numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a watch that came out not too long ago. It's from Adamas Piquet Royal Oak Extra Thin Jumbo. You know, it's an unbelievable watch. Open work. It's an open work. It's a beautiful masterpiece. Beautiful watch. 20%. Look at that. Somebody saying that 20%. Thank you, Brand. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Papa. 20%. Well, that's 20%, right? Okay. 20% difference. This watch is beautiful. You know, the reference number of this watch is the 16204BA. Unbelievable time machine. You know, 39 millimeter. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. This watch, they have a price on that watch of $175,000. $175,000. And me and Sweet Kate Kino are going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that watch. For that beautiful AP, yellow gold, you know, 16204BA. I mean, you do whatever you want. It's your money, guys. It's your money. You do whatever you want. You spread it and you spend it the way you want to. Because if you like this, you like it. But don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $164,000. Dumping again. Dead. Don't let him take you. Don't let him take you. Ed, don't let him take you, Ed. Don't let it. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Our next watch is a Rolex yellow gold date 36 millimeter. Reference number 18238. Marriott dial. You know, a special dial. Marriott dial. You know, unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. They have a price tag on that watch for $21,950. $22,000. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell all of you, you know, Manishma to all of you, Manishma. Yalla. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that date 36 millimeter yellow gold, you know, with the Marriott dial. Don't pay more than $17,000. And you do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, my last watch of the evening for you guys. I'm going to give you a Rolex date yellow gold 36 millimeter with a blue lapis. What you're paying in this watch in particular, is for that blue lapis dial. You know, I know about stone. I'm in the stone business. That's what I do for a living. I sell marble, natural stone. De Italia, Afghanistan, Chile, all over the world. Reference number is 18048. Beautiful blue lapis style. Beautiful. And they have a price on that watch of $49,000. $49,000. And I'm going to tell all of you, so you won't get taken. And you can tell your friend, your next door neighbor, your buddy at work, at the stock market, you can tell them. They talk to you about the blue lapis. Don't pay for that watch. You do whatever you want. But don't pay for that blue lapis more than $35,000. Dropping! Blue lapis. Blue lapis. Don't let them take you. Don't let them take you, ladies and gentlemen, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed this watch market update show and you learned something. I hope you did learn something. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this channel. And I mean supporting just being here watching this live podcast, I hope you learned something and really put it to good use so you can defend yourself from these flim-flammers who have been having a way with you for too long. Until the man of this channel, Sweet Kid Kino, came along. You don't have to thank me. You got to thank Sweet Kid Kino to me, Joaquin to you. You got to thank him, ladies and gentlemen, right? Anyway, guys, like Mia and Kino say always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video. And give it a thumbs up and like it, because, we get more powerful, we're going to get 8,200 organic watch channel subscribers. You know what 8,200 organic channel subscribers is? Is the equivalent to like 700,000 fake channel subscribers. I'm just letting you know. Anyway, guys, take care and brush your hair. Good night.